Hello to all the participants. I am Dr. Achla Munigal, working as Assistant Professor in Library and Information Science and Assistant Librarian in University College of Science, Osmania University, which is in Hyderabad in Telangana state. Welcome to the first video of style manuals, where I will be covering the history about style sheets in the first session. Let us start the first session by staying connected and finish each module of the style manuals course successfully. Plagiarism in academic and research fields has increasingly gained importance as a serious issue in India, resulting in University Grants Commission drafting a new policy with stringent regulations on promotion of academic integrity and prevention of plagiarism in higher education institutions on 23rd July 2018. In this module, I will be talking only about how to avoid plagiarism accusations by way of citation. To avoid plagiarism, credit must be given to authors for the original ideas, whether the material is quoted, summarized, or paraphrased. By crediting, sourcing, or citing the author and utilizing correct citation styles that are established by various academic and professional organizations to be followed in a given discipline. The UGC regulations under point 7 mention the similarity checks for plagiarism shed exclude the following: all quoted work reproduced with all necessary permissions and or attribution, all references, bibliography, table of contents, preface and acknowledgements, all generic terms, laws, standard symbols and standard equations. Here the emphasis is given on attribution or acknowledgement. What does attribution or acknowledgement mean? It means giving reference by citing the original author by way of attribution or acknowledgement by sourcing it or referring to it. Why should you attribute or acknowledge or cite? If you fail to cite your sources, whether deliberately or inadvertently, you will still be found responsible for the act of plagiarism. If authors' works or ideas are not acknowledged, then one can be accused of indulging in plagiarism, as it is lying by way of omission. Why should you attribute or acknowledge or cite? If you fail to cite your sources, whether deliberately or inadvertently, you will still be found responsible for the act of plagiarism. If authors' works or ideas are not acknowledged, then one can be accused of indulging in plagiarism, as it is lying by way of omission. Nietzsche, in Philosophy in the Tragic Age of the Greeks in 1873 writes, "It can only come from those rare giants among men, each giant calling to his brother through the desolate intervals of time." Samuel Taylor Coleridge, in The Friend in 1828 wrote, "The dwarf sees further than the giant when he has the giant's shoulder to mount on." George Herbert, in his Jacula Prudentum in the year 1651 wrote, "A dwarf on a giant's shoulders sees further of the two." Robert Burton, in The Anatomy of Melancholy in 1621 quotes Stella thus, "I say with Didacus Stella, a dwarf standing on the shoulders of a giant may see further than a giant himself." Concept has been traced to the 12th century and attributed to Burton of Chartres by John of Salisbury, who wrote in his Metallurgicon, "Bernard of Chartres used to compare us to dwarfs, perched on the shoulders of giants. He pointed out that we see more and further than our predecessors, not because we have keener vision or greater height, but because we are lifted up and we are borne aloft on their gigantic stature." Sometimes quotes get misattributed due to negligence, and other times it's willfully omitting the original source. Failure to appropriately credit prior discoverers so as to give an improper impression of priority is termed as citation plagiarism, citation amnesia, the disregard syndrome, and bibliographic negligence. No author or researcher is able to present what he has found out by himself or herself unless it's a breakthrough discovery, but most are forced to depend on previous knowledge that is already found out by others before him or her through investigation, experimentations, intuition, experiences, etc. Past knowledge is required to substantiate the arguments or statements, counter, refine, develop better theories. But if past knowledge is utilized without attribution, it gets factored under plagiarism. What exactly is plagiarism? Oxford Reference defines plagiarism as a practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. Earlier, when there were 5 consecutive words in a row that is identical to someone else's writing, then you must cite it, unless it is common knowledge or it will be termed plagiarism. Now, UGC has mandated that up to 14 consecutive words in a row shall be excluded and does not fall under similarity checks for exclusion from plagiarism. If you are not sure that the information is common knowledge, then it is always better to cite it to avoid plagiarism charges.
To avoid plagiarism accusations, you must give credit to others for the original ideas, whether you quote, summarize, or paraphrase them. Copying someone else's work by forgetting to cite them is almost as if you are claiming the work as your own, and this is termed as plagiarism. Essentially, you are recognizing that your research and scholarship builds on the work and ideas of others who have done work on the same topic. The result is that citation helps readers see connections between books and articles published by many different authors, as well as how they connect to your own ideas.
How to avoid plagiarism? To avoid plagiarism scanner, one must ensure that all quoted information is cited and all paraphrased information from where the idea was taken is also cited. To avoid plagiarism while writing your paper, you must give credit to others for the original ideas and content, whether you quote, summarize, or paraphrase them by not only crediting, sourcing, citing the author, but also utilizing correct citation styles that are established by various academic and professional organizations of a given discipline. Citing, sourcing, crediting is done using a standardized citation style. Example, most of the social sciences follow the APA style from American Psychological Association. Literature, arts and humanities follow MLA style from Modern Language Association. But in sciences, each subject has specific style sheet, like chemistry follows American Chemical Society style, physics follows American Institute of Physics style. Similarly, medicine, engineering and other disciplines have their own style conventions. What is paraphrase? Rewording an idea or putting the thought in own words to explain what is understood is paraphrase. How can paraphrase avoid plagiarism? By ensuring to cite even the paraphrase content, plagiarism accusations can be avoided. Even if an idea is borrowed, it should be cited, sourced and referred to. Is it necessary to cite even if we have paraphrase? Yes, it is very necessary to give citation or source of the content from where it is borrowed. Academic authors and research scholars cite sources they have used in order to uphold intellectual honesty, bestow academic reputation on the author, counter, refine, develop better theories, acknowledge the authors whose ideas have been used to advance, support, negate, assert, and provide arguments by sourcing and citing the authors whose work is used. Help readers find more information on the subject, helps avoid plagiarism, which is a serious offense in the academic community, or even prevent committing accidental plagiarism. Detailed examples on most used citation styles like APA, Chicago, CSE, IEEE, MLA, etc., thereby equipping research scholar with necessary skills to elude the plagiarism scanner by following correct citation styles and formatting processes. Till now, we had covered the history about style sheets in this session. Hoping you are looking forward for the next session. In the next session, I will be explaining usage of various terminology while doing research and also various types of citation systems. Thank you for staying connected.